Hey, Bitch Talkers. Welcome to episode 244 of the Bitch Talk podcast. How's it going? Don't forget our shiny new bitchtalkpodcast.com website. You can find all our episodes there and our gorgeous photos. They're in black and white. They look real good. Ange looks like she's wearing a camisole, but she's not. Twitter, you can find us at Bitch Talk Pod. Facebook, Bitch Talk Podcast. Instagram, Bitch Talk Podcast, all one word. Or you can be old-timey and email us at therealbtpod@gmail.com. In this episode, we have, I'd call her a comedian and a improvisational actor, if you will. Her name's Deborah Baker Jr. I like to add another junior. So Junior, she is going to be at Sketchfest tonight, Thursday, January 18th, at the SF Sketchfest Nightlife. And then Friday, January 19th, she is doing The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, which sounds really awesome. It's a staged reading of the... John Travolta. Thank you. I couldn't remember. Flowing hair 1970s film, I think. And it's with a lot of her friends from the IFC show, Stand Against Evil, which you'll hear it in the interview, but she's really meant for that role. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our interview with Deborah Baker Jr. Welcome to the show. Thank you for, well, I was going to say coming back because we were supposed to do this last week. And your husband, is he okay? That's really what matters most.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. Yeah, he is okay. He's alive, which is really great.
Right, yes.
It's important in a husband.
Yeah, it is very important in a husband. I mean, I have some backups, like, you know, for like the next go round in case he does take his dirt nap.
As you do.
His dirt nap.
We don't need to go through that list just yet. But yeah, no, he's fine. It was very scary. He was in a really gnarly motorcycle accident because my husband's a real cool guy and drove a motorcycle for most of his life. But I think we're gonna take a hot beat on that now.
Yeah,
good call.
He's gonna take a little hiatus.
That's good.
Get like a car. So
yeah, that's the New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
He didn't know it, but it is.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm so sorry. We had a whole thing scheduled, and then I was in the hospital, and I called my manager. I was like, please call them and tell them I'm so sorry, but there's no way I can they have no reception here. I'm out of my mind. And she was like, Deborah, don't worry about it.
Exactly.
I was like, I hate canceling. She's like, yeah, we'll call them, Deborah. It's gonna be okay. I was like, okay, make sure they understand.
Oh no, of course.
Yeah, but work always comes first for me, so it's hard for me to prioritize. But yeah, no, thank you so much for rescheduling.
Of course. Deborah, we're talking to you because you're going to be at Sketchfest in San Francisco, which is where we broadcast from, later this week, which is crazy. Actually, tomorrow and Friday. I keep thinking it's Monday because of the holiday this week.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, I fly out tomorrow. I'm very excited.
Yeah, so you are going to be a part of two shows. There's SF Sketchfest Nightlife, and then that's Thursday, and Friday the 19th, The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. First of all, I've seen a couple of the comedians that you'll be with tomorrow night, and they are hilarious. Emily Catalano. I mean, if you get to catch her, she's hilarious if you haven't seen her already. And then Joseph Annalyn is kind of a homegrown guy here, and he's hilarious as well. So,
yeah, no, we're psyched.
Yeah,
it's gonna be an amazing 2 nights.
So
Nate Mooney and I are flying up together, and we're as thick as thieves because of the show. So we're really excited to have a fun 2 days in San Francisco.
Yeah, is tomorrow's the nightlife? Is that just stand-up comedy, or is it a little bit of both of sketch and comedy?
So tomorrow night at the Arts and Sciences. I don't know. I'm just showing up.
California nightlife.
Yeah. So we're doing I think we're doing a mini stand panel. I think we're going to be talking about season 3, which is very exciting.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So I know Dana and Janet and Nate and I are all going to be there, and I think just a couple other pals, and yeah, I think that's going to be a fun night of a lot of different things. And then Friday we're doing the live stage reading, which we've done a couple times in Los Angeles and New York. I think they did it last year at Sketchfest of Plan 9 from Outer Space, but we decided this year, Janet and Dana were like, let's do a different one. So we're going to do The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, the real gem of a movie that John Travolta.
Oh, God, I loved that movie. His hair was gorgeous in that movie. Remember, it was all flowy.
It was flowy. Yeah.
What movie is his hair not gorgeous in, though?
Well,
that's a beautiful head of hair.
Maybe I wasn't big on the long hair, the Pulp Fiction long pony. That wasn't my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite either. Not my favorite John Travolta hair.
It was still beautiful and
it is very thick. And yeah, true. Don't.
Sorry.
We're really mature. Anyway, moving on. This is really exciting. So friends of Stand Against Evil definitely need to check out this Thursday night show and at the panel, right?
Yeah, come to both. It'll be fun. It'll be. I'm sure to make it awkward and weird. So.
Just like us.
Well, just like your character. I mean, Denise Miller. That must be such a fun character for you to play. Like, I mean, drinking wine, a box wine with a straw.
With a straw.
I mean, how far is that a stretch from you in real life? That's why I was wondering.
Not too far. No, it's so funny because I went in for this role. What is it? 3 years now ago. And I was like, I feel like this role has been like written for me. Like Dana, people ask all the time, like, so Dana wrote this for you, right? And I'm like, no, but I think we were friends in a past life or something because it is written in my language and in my cadence. And it's just such a dream to play. And he's so great. Like, you know, Janet and I come from improv background. So like, there are a lot of takes where he's like, you guys want to just like, do whatever you want on this one. I'm like, yep.
That's so fun. I was going to ask you how much of it was improv because it flows so naturally.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I mean, we don't really have a ton of time we shoot the show in 24 days. So we get only 1 or 2 takes for things. So if we're lucky enough to get a third or we get it in the first one to like have to play, time to play around, we're great. But, you have to be prepared every single second. And we shoot out of sequence as well. So, everything that's shot in the kitchen, we try to shoot it all out. So you're doing 4 episodes at once.
Wow.
So it's a lot of homework and a lot of prep, but so much fun. And, like, everybody's such a dream to work with. And it makes it that much more enjoyable, even though it's so hard.
Well, on the the premise of the show, they deal a lot with ghosts and witches and things like that. Where do you stand on that? Are you a believer?
What's your stance on ghosts and witches?
I mean, I am.
I was raised in Boston, Massachusetts, so I feel like the witches are ingrained in my blood. I had a large Victorian house in Wellesley, Massachusetts growing up, and it was very haunted. I mean, there's no do ghosts exist? It's like, no, there was a ghost in my room.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm a believer in all of that kind of hey man, I love all the spiritual hooky jooky stuff, but
me too.
Yeah.
I think growing up with weird shit happening to you in your room and stuff, and I have weird stuff happen to me all the time, but I wouldn't say Willard's Mill weird. I don't have goats turning into demons or anything.
Ooh.
But
not yet, huh?
But
go to the Philippines, you'll see that.
Oh. She's Filipino. I can say that. Just letting you know. So, can you tell us one of your literal ghost stories?
Yeah, I had a really gnarly ghost living in my closet.
Oh my God.
Parents knew buying this home that they were just so you know, it is haunted, and my parents whatever. And so weird stuff would always happen. And finally I came in there bursting in tears, and I was like, please, it won't stop. The ghost won't stop. And my mom came in and she saw the door opening and closing and the lights going on and off.
Oh my God.
And in true Deb Baker senior form, she sat down on my bed and she was like, are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself right now? You are making a little girl cry. Oh, you're so scary. You're making a little girl cry. You stop it right now. And it stopped, and it never happened again.
No.
But my mom is a boss.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah, so it's just like little stuff like that like
little stuff. I don't know if it's that's not really little.
I've had little stuff. That was
Wait,
were you the only one in the family that this ghost was
haunting?
I've never really looked at it that way. I've always just kind of sort of thought it was like the closet type thing. It was just haunting the closet, right?
Yes, not you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have 2 younger siblings. They were in different rooms. And they were so little. I don't think they would have remembered that house. But like all 3 of us have had like experiences in like different family homes, and like when family members have passed, like we've all had like weird experiences and like weird dreams that it's like, wait, that's a little bit too uncanny for all of us to have the exact same like X, Y, and Z. So yeah, I think we're all very like spiritual in that way.
Right. Yeah. It just makes me wonder because I had a ghost in one of my houses while I was in college, and she would appear to all of us, but one of my roommates in particular, she didn't like. And when she was alone in the house, that's when she would get a little more violent. Like she would slam doors and move things around. But with the rest of us, we just kind of saw her. And it's funny because the way that she eventually left and we never felt her again was she was turning the TV on and off as we were watching. And at one point I kept turning it back on and then it would shut off again. And then at one point I shouted just like your mom, and I was like, stop doing that. I just kind of yelled that, and then it stopped and we never felt her again.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they say. They say if you acknowledge but are like, polite and courteous about it, and you're like, please don't be here. Or like if I ever feel anything and I go into a room and I'm like, oh, this is like real gnarly.
Ooh.
I will be like, not for me. Or I'll be like, okay, please don't bother me. Like, I'm not like a crazy person. I won't do it like around a lot of people. But if I'm like, by myself in a hotel room or like by myself in like a whatever, I'm like, no, thank you. Yeah, that's what they say. I don't know. There's this really crazy bar that I used to live next to downtown called the One-Eyed Gypsy. It's not open anymore, but it's one of the most haunted places in Los Angeles.
Oh.
And the bartenders would have crazy stories, but that's what they would always say. They would always say, like, we acknowledge and, like, say goodnight and thank you and, like, all these things. There was this one security guard who worked there, I think, for maybe 2 days. And on his second day or something, he was in the men's room before the place had opened. And he had his earbuds in, and his earbuds sort of like went staticky as he was using the restroom. And he felt these 2 hands wrap around him.
Oh my God.
He took the earbuds out. There was nobody there. And this was like very large African-American man. And they said he came out, he looked like a ghost, and he was like, I'm out. And we're talking like a 300-pound, like thick man you don't want to mess with, was just like, nope, not for me. And he never came back. So like,
he's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, no, not for me. But that place is like super, super, super haunted. I think it's called the Moroccan Lounge now, but it used to be a brothel, and then it like burnt down. So yeah, that's super. It's like a super, super like haunted place. But there's a lot of amazing haunted places in Los Angeles that I highly suggest people going to.
Which other ones?
Yeah,
well,
you're
my
gonna have to email us a list.
Yeah, Ange here is from LA, so.
Yeah, the Roosevelt Hotel is very haunted.
Yeah, I've heard that about the Roosevelt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which stories have you heard? You heard about the little kids around the pool?
Ooh. Oh my God, yeah. My friend used to work in a lot of hotels around there, and she told me about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Also, did she tell you about the one room that they're like still paying for like psych treatments for this like one person that works there?
No.
Oh,
please tell us.
What?
So
like someone went crazy.
Yeah. So every single night there's a room that calls, and like everybody knows, like, okay, this number's gonna call, blah 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 blah. No one's gonna be there. So there's this new girl, I think, and I might be getting the story wrong, and I'm so sorry if I am. My husband used to work security, and so like he has like all these stories. So if I'm messing something up, I'm so sorry. Someone can fact check me, but I'm pretty sure this is right. So she gets the phone call and she's like, nobody's in that room. So she goes upstairs, she goes and she like opens the door and it's like completely unlocked, and she opens it and it's completely covered in blood. And there's someone sitting there with their neck slit.
No.
Obviously,
what is this, The Shining?
Out, and she runs downstairs. She's like losing her shit. She finds one of the security people. They go upstairs. They go, nothing's there. So
no, and she swears.
The security guard, yeah, she swears. And everyone's like, yeah, that's the room, like, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, supposedly the hotel's still paying for her, like, psych stuff. Because it's like, yeah, well, that's something that, like, happens. Like,
oh, my
like, yeah, there's, like, a mirror that was in Marilyn Monroe's room. Supposedly you can see her in it sometimes.
What?
There's these 2 little kids that, like, run around the pool that my husband has seen. And, like, will be in and out of, like, rooms that they're not, being occupied that evening. He'll see like the curtains pull open and shut and see the 2 kids there. Like, I think they drowned in the pool.
It is, yeah, I think
70s.
I did hear, yeah, something about, or people being in the pool and seeing people in rooms that there aren't anyone in. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a super haunted hotel. I think there's this hotel that's downtown, the Cicada. It's like a very famous restaurant, and they filmed American Horror Story Hotel there.
Oh, yeah, that hotel. Mm-hmm.
But I think they use so American Horror Story Hotel, I think they use like a ton of the real ghost stories from Los Angeles and just put them all in that hotel. But
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fun to talk about them.
Wait, so why don't you have a reality show about hauntings? Let's just get that rolling. Hello.
I don't know. I think I can talk about it, but my phone's been disconnected twice for no reason. I think maybe I shouldn't upset anybody. That
no, I mean we're not upsetting. We're just talking about it. We're being real. We're being respectful.
True. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's really like you were meant to be in this show, though, Standing Against Evil.
I think so. I definitely think so.
Yeah. It was meant to be. Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
the house that we shoot in is also very haunted.
Ooh, in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what is that called? Or is it just someone's residence?
Yeah, is it empty or?
It is. It's an empty home, and we rent out the land and the house, and it also has like Evie's house, and it has an old shack on it. So like, it's a lot of things that aren't next to each other in Willard's Mill, but are conveniently next to each other for shooting purposes. In Atlanta, because everything is on location and everything is like an old weird house or like an old field, and it's all very hot and buggy. But the house that we shoot in, I didn't know this until this year. One of the security guards was like showing me through because my parents came to visit set, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I like just show my parents my room? Like, we're not shooting here today. And she was like, yeah, but I'm not going inside. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. All right, thank you. She's like, that little girl's in there. And I was like, wait, what? And we had a whole season. Like, I didn't hear anything about this. She was like, yeah, I was in there, and I was like, just doing my rounds through the house, and then I heard like walking, and then I heard like running of little feet, and there was nobody in the house. And then she told the location manager or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I think a girl died in the house. And I had no idea. And also, like, not that I would like feel those things, because like, you're there half awake sometimes, and like, there's a million people around and stuff. But we went in with my parents, and that was the first time I'd ever been in the house by myself with no crew members or lights or anything. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, you do definitely get a weird feeling.
Wait, so you have an actual ghost in the house where you're filming scenes about ghosts and demons and
yeah.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
It's very meta.
But I
right?
feel like totally bad for her, because if she's like some little girl and we're doing all this like weird freaky shit. So I was like, hey, I like went in there and like had like a little sit down. I was like, hey, so I know it's like weird we're doing this stuff in your house, but it's all fun, and like, thank you so much.
Wow.
Yeah, and I told Dana, I was like, Dana, did you know that there's like a little girl ghost in the house? He's like, no. And I was like, how did we not know this? Yeah.
I guess when it's loud and there's all these people around, and it's easy to fall under the radar, for a ghost to fall under the radar.
Yeah, but I think it would be fun if like someone took the time. I mean, I'm just putting it out there and like did frame by frame to like see if like maybe she's like making a cameo here.
Ooh, yeah. Oh my God, like in 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ghost.
The fake ghost that ended up not being one, but anyway.
Yeah.
But this is a real one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when do you guys start filming?
So
for the third season.
We start filming the third season. It was so exciting.
Yeah.
I think the end of May, we'll be there end of May through June.
Okay.
Same sort of deal that we had last year.
Got it. So not too hot, but just getting hot. Or hot.
It's not too hot.
Okay.
I don't know.
You're used to it. You're from the East Coast.
The swamp ass has begun in May.
It was pretty fucking hot last year.
Okay.
It was real bad.
Never mind. Then it's gonna be fucking hot when you shoot.
I mean, you know, whatever. I can't complain. I'm getting paid like to do an amazing show with amazing people. Like you really can't complain. It's hot. It definitely is. But I think it's just like I just think of it as an extra tool to use that like gets you motivated to do X, Y, or Z. Like no, the show doesn't take place in Atlanta in the hot heat, but it does add an extra like weird element to things for sure.
Well, we have to wrap it up, but I wanted to say thank you for calling in. We really appreciate it and rescheduling with us. And we can't wait to see you at Sketchfest this week. 2 shows. Tomorrow, it's Thursday, January 18th. It's SF Sketchfest Nightlife. And then Friday, January 19th, it is The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, which sounds awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
And we can't wait for season 3 of Stand Against Evil.
Oh, it's going to be a dream. It's going to be a dream.
You're having a good year so far.
Yeah, it is a great year. It is a great. And I just booked a weird puppet show, which is like it's such a dream.
In San Francisco or in LA?
In LA.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did all the voices for it. It's called Blark and Son. It's going to be on Go 90. And Chris Mintz-Plasse is one of the lead characters. Jim Rash is in it. Patton Oswalt's doing an episode.
Oh,
and
fun.
I don't know who that is. Just kidding. Who? Well, that's awesome. Well, have a great year and come back and see us.
Oh my gosh, yes, please have me back anytime. You guys are delightful.
Oh, thank you so much, Deborah.
We love you. And next time we'll talk about your name and your mom, who's the senior.
I was going to say, I love speaking to a junior that's a female.
Yeah.
You don't find that often.
No.
I know.
But that's going to be part 2.
Yeah, it'll be part 2.
Well, thanks again, Deborah. All our best to your husband. And tell him there's Lyft and Uber so he can just take cars from now on.
The bus is fun and safe as well.
Bubble.
Yeah, he needs to be in a plastic bubble. Very topical.
Oh, man. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much. And hopefully we'll see you at Sketchfest.
Yes, I'll definitely see you guys. Okay.
Bye.
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 That was Deborah Baker Jr., also known as just Deborah Baker Jr.
What stories? I mean, those stories were...
Chills.
I'm still a little freaked out.
And also, if you couldn't hear it, I mean, obviously, Char's an editing genius, but there were issues with our connection, and we do think maybe it was haunted.
Yeah, ghost-related for sure.
So we apologize.
From beyond.
But blame the ghosts, because clearly they don't want to be talked about.
Or they wanted to be on the podcast too.
They just wanted everyone
just talk about me.
Right. They wanted everyone to know that they're there. But also, Deborah is lovely. I really would love for her to be in studio at some point.
I wish we had more time with her. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And I want to thank her again for rescheduling with us and being super professional. And even though her husband got into a terrible motorcycle accident, he's alive, obviously, but not taking his dirt nap just yet, which that's going to be maybe my new... It's my new thing for 2018. Thank you, Deborah. Dirt nap.
Yeah. Instead of like a bucket list, it's like a pre-dirt nap list.
Yeah, list. Dirt nap.
Pre-dirt nap goals.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Anyways, go see Deborah at Sketchfest. She's tonight, Thursday, January 18th. Sketchfest Nightlife with a couple of our favorite comedians as well. And then Friday, January 19th, The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. Special stage reading. I don't even know what it means. It sounds hilarious. You can find tickets at sketchfest.com. Thank you again for listening to episode 244 of the Bitch Talk podcast.
Bitch, please.